This video, I transformed this Minecraft village into this. A basic Minecraft village transformed into a cartoon city. So let's get straight into day one. So this is the village we're going to be transforming. Right, I think we get rid of this farm. On the first day, the plan was to just start a road and a pavement, and alongside that, probably build a house or two. As well as that, it was just tidying the place up, removing trees and farm items. Right, that's cleaned it up a bit. What I was thinking of doing was having a road starting maybe around here, come up here, maybe curl up that way, and then another road drifting off that way. A lot of my builds are going to be tutorial-esque because I'm shit at building. At this stage, I was playing around with the pavement design, just using slabs like deep slate, diorite, blackstone. I was just trying to find something I quite like the look of. And the exact same thing goes for the road. I was trying to use blackstone slabs, but I just wasn't a fan. That looks better, I think, using black concrete. I'm getting bored of the road now. I've got the base idea of where it's going to go and shit. So I think I'm going to start on a house. I'm going to stick it right here. So I had a few houses planned when going into this build, specifically the Simpsons house and the Griffin's house. And here was me just building up some terrain so I had more space for the build. Right, that is the start to SpongeBob's house. All the video links for the tutorials will be down in the description if anybody wants to go and build these themselves. We are now beginning work on the top of the pineapple. Got quite a nice pineapple-y shape to it. I don't know whether to have the front door either there or there. Driveway down here for SpongeBob, and then as you walk around, you can open the front door. And like I just said, all the builds in this vid are tutorials because I can't build, apart from the roads and the pavement. We're getting there. We're getting somewhere. And after a few detailed bits, all that was left to build was 2 front windows and the door. And as of now, that is SpongeBob SquarePants' outside house finished. That means we move on to house number 2, or do we do something else? I then began working on the path beside SpongeBob's house, as well as one which I took behind it, and additionally adding some orange panes and dark oak logs just to make it look nicer. So for now, I've just quickly spruced up a bit of SpongeBob's house. I think that is SpongeBob house finished. And then it was time to take down villager house number 2. So next up on the list of things to do, I think I'm going to put Moe's Tavern from The Simpsons in this little area here. So I've just got rid of the well. I've thought of quite a good idea to bring that straight from SpongeBob's house over here. Create an existing pathway already. This is going to look bloody phenomenal. And after clearing a lot of space once again, I then began on Moe's Tavern. Is it Moe's Tavern? Is it Moe's Tavern? I cannot remember if it's Moe's Tavern. I can't believe I forgot that. Yes, I've just checked and it is Moe's Tavern. So this was the centre point of the village because I thought as it being a pub, it would make sense to have it connected to everywhere and just have it in the centre. Well, so far, this is what I've got going on. No, from afar, this is going to look pretty sick. Yeah, once this is done and then you've got like that there, a school and shit up that. Yeah, this is gonna look really sick once this is done. Oh yeah, let's go. And that is Moe's Tavern done with from The Simpsons. Obviously, I'll have to clean this all up a bit and carry on this path going round and everything. But apart from that, I think that's me done for the first day of transforming this village. Well, I've been off camera for a bit while I've been building this. It's only a little bridgeway, and then obviously I've started the pavement on this side, so that's going to connect onto here, and the road's going to go that way, I believe. But now we've got to connect this path into here. But obviously we have a house in the way, so I think what's better to have next to SpongeBob's house? Probably the Chum Bucket. I think that'll fit quite nicely. Oh, it should fit quite nicely. And for the first time in this video, this is me taking out quite a lot of a mountain because I had to do this several times during this video. However, it's quite satisfying with a Chum Bucket because the Chum Bucket sits inside the mountain, so it worked out quite nicely. And after building a few of the walls up, it sat in the corner quite nicely next to Moe's and SpongeBob's house. And after building up the walls, all that was left to do was the front door, sorting the path out besides the Chum Bucket, and as well as the handle on top of it. I've just come up with a fantastic idea. So the house is there obviously, and if you can't go on the road, you're gonna have to walk. So instead of dragging that path from down here, we can take it from down here where I've left this gap here, which I didn't actually intend on doing. Build it up round past the Chum Bucket through here and up there, and obviously I can carry on this path along here, bang. And then outside of Moe's Tavern, I built a wall made of stone bricks, which I believe gave it more of a city look and a city feel, and I think it looked really nice personally. A lot of the times during this build, I'd get distracted and move from one building to another quite quickly, so here I began work on the walkway, which goes behind SpongeBob's house to the middle layer and the top layer. So day 3, so while I've been off camera, I've done a bit of bridging, and I've started creating this path up here, come all the way down here, then we're going to take it up and bring it along behind here. And while I'm doing nothing apart from breaking items and filling in the pavement, if you haven't already, go and subscribe. Let's get to 3 billion subscribers right now, this second. I don't really mean 3 billion, but let's get to 300 because it's almost my birthday. So get me to 300 subscribers before my birthday, please. It really helps, and I would love you all. Thank you very, very much. I then destroyed the house at the top of the village and began working on a bigger project. So instead of the Simpsons house and the Family Guy house, which I was originally planning on, I built a big stone brick wall which came off the side of the mountain, because I thought instead of the basic Family Guy or Simpsons house, I wanted a building which was going to look over the entire village. At this point, you can probably already tell what the building's going to be. Funny thing is, I've never watched Phineas and Ferb before, so I didn't actually know what this building was, but I think it looks really cool and suited what I wanted. And that's how it looked after I'd finished the front. And after all the walls had been built up on all sides, this is how Dr. fucking Doofenshmirtz, I can't remember his name, this is how his evil lair was looking, and it was looking really cool. And after all the walls had been built up, the entire rest of this build basically was just filling in, which was fun, satisfying, wasn't fun. I don't know why I said fun, it was actually quite draining, but it was quite satisfying once it had all done. And this was the finished product. There, this random building off Phineas and Ferb. As you can see, I had to build off a bit of a stone brick mountain just to get a bit more space. Quite impressed with this, even though it's nothing to do with my work, like I'm just copying other people's builds, but at the same time I've got to put it all together. After building that, I think we move on to here, and then that's kind of this section. Apart from down there, that's pretty much it done with. And then I got on with the only video game inspired build in this world, which it was to replace the well, but it's not a well, but it's similar to a well in a way that it's one of them builds which isn't a house or anything. So far so good. Does anybody have any clue yet what it is? If so, leave a like. Spoilers for all of you, it's the Fortnite clock tower, if you hadn't already guessed, which was in Tilted Towers. I'll just describe it better. It's not a well, but it's a building similar to a well, as in a way that it doesn't mean, it's just there, isn't it? There's nothing to it. And that is another creation done. It's the clock tower from Fortnite. Yep, I know, it's not a TV show, but I needed something, and I thought this would be a nice little switch up and addition. This is bloody fantastical. So yeah, the Fortnite clock tower. Nice little addition instead of the well. So I've just thought of doing something like I did over there, and just kind of building it off a bit. Then it gives me more room, can bring the road more, just makes everything a lot easier if I just build it off. Similar to the Heinz Doofenshmirtz build, I had to build a bit of a stone brick I don't even know what you call this. It's just like a platform. I don't know. I had to build a big stone brick platform so I could build a South Park school on it because there was no space down below. And while I've been watching this video back, I didn't actually build either the Simpsons house or the Griffin's house, which I originally had in mind. So with that, I thought we could actually come back to this world every now and again and add like more builds to the world. So leave a like and comment if you think we should. And for now, we have South Park Elementary School. Well, I've had a few days off because I've been quite busy, but we're back on it. I've done quite a lot while I've been off camera. Well, when I've had time to do so anyway. So I've brought it round, so the pathway comes along here. Need to sort it out a bit, but it connects onto this pathway. So really, it's just this side of the map we need to sort out now. Right, I think I'm going to get rid of these two houses, and let's see how much space I'm left with. During this build as well, it was actually quite refreshing to play Minecraft creatively for once, because I always jump in survivally, so I don't actually get the aspect of playing creative like I used to when I was younger. So jumping into creative to do something like this, which I haven't done in absolutely years, was just a lot of fun to do, as well as just a complete breath of fresh air. And that is all that space cleared. We need some here. It's a very small area. I soon got back to building the road so I could plan out which way they were going to go and where they needed to be. I found that it'd be easier to build the roads first so I could see how much space I was left with for the other builds. I then finished the outside of the tunnel and began adding sea lanterns in the wall, as I thought they were a pretty good way to light the tunnel. I then started building another road which came off the main road, which started heading towards the school, which then connected behind the school, and there was plenty of space to have a little car park. I've built the road from all the way down there. I've made this so you come up this side and then you can park in there, or you can turn, and when you come back out, that's if you want to turn around, so you'd have to come all the way up here and back down you go. Path over there. I don't know, how do you even get to the school? It's not a very safe way of getting into the school, is it? And like I just said, there needed to be an entrance to the school somehow, so then I began the staircase leading all the way from the main street up to the school. We've got a nice little walkway up to the school now, so we've got a car park around the back. I'm going to fill that part all under the school in stone brick. To create some space, I might go destroy this house over here. And right there was a perfect example of me getting distracted. I had no reason to destroy this house yet. However, because I didn't know what else to do, I came and destroyed it. I've only just remembered as well, I've got this walkway to do all the way behind here as well. I suppose though, could maybe take this one up here and through. Holy shit, there's a lot more to this than I actually thought about. I'm losing my mind doing these voiceovers. How am I meant to commentate over this? I mean, all I'm doing is filling in a brick wall. How exciting. I think architectural wise, this build doesn't make any sense. How about 3/4 of it is just balancing in thin air. I think that was a really good idea to add like a big building at the back. So even there, what do I do there? Unless I just add modern houses amongst it. I think that just could look quite cool, just adding random different type of houses. And for some reason here, I think it might be because of the road not being big enough. I'm not actually sure. I destroyed this entire wall and refilled it all in, just one block backwards. So it is now day whatever, I don't know. I've lost my mind doing this, but off camera I've built a bit. You know, I just started one bit and then before I knew it, I kind of just built fucking everywhere, so that's connected. This is going over there. I don't know myself. I've just kind of lost track of building and become a fucking road manufacturer. So once I'd finished being a road manufacturer, it was back to building, and as you can probably tell by the shape already, this is the Krusty Krab from, once again, SpongeBob. Another SpongeBob film. Fucking build. It's the last SpongeBob build in this fucking world. Stop crying. It's fine. Well, after a long amount of time and thinking and not being sure what to do, I've decided to put, as you can tell probably by the shape, the Krusty Krab right here. We're so fucking close to the end. I think the Krusty Krab was the second to last build I did in this world, and all I was doing here was just finishing off the final bits. There wasn't a lot to do. Fill in the roof, put some glass in, and apart from that, a bit of detail. It was a fairly simple build, and I know it's a tutorial like everything else was, but it's not difficult to build really when you think about it. We've finally got the clam made of crust. Krusty clam, that's not even. We've got the crabs made of crust. And over here I've just made it look like it's kind of going into a dark tunnel. I don't know what else to really include more of. I need something in that space definitely over there because that just looks so empty. Might just add a big fuck off hotel there. Hold on, that big mark space there could be made for a car parking spot. Oh dear, so it's another day. Yesterday we built that. I built this off camera with a few more details, and I've tried improvising, lads, because there's no tutorial for this big enough for the size gap. I tried the quickie mart, and I don't think it's really gone to plan. Well, after my horrendous attempt of building the quickie mart, I just knocked it down straight away, so it was a pointless half an hour I spent doing it. I'm just not very good at building, lads. This was my attempt at the good old suspension bridge. See, now this just isn't going to get anywhere. This is, oh my god, I'm so shit. I've got a shape. It's a shit shape, but it's a shape. That's it. From a suspension bridge to another build just like that. So this build here was the one which is in between Moe's and the Chum Bucket, and this was just a modern house. I just wanted a different look because I couldn't think of how to fit in the small space here. To be honest, I think it turned out really cool looking, and just it actually suits kind of where it is quite nicely. And when it comes to the house in the wall, obviously it needs some interior designing doing, but I think that looks pretty slickeroony. And apart from that, the last thing we need to do is obviously finish off this interesting looking bridge. Summit there and a few street lights and bits and bobs. Lovely. This is lovely. I just added a few glowstone lights with trapdoors over them outside the house in the wall. Did some bits to the floor, did some walls, and apart from that I kind of left it just a bit plain inside. So I couldn't be asked really doing much with the inside, but I've just kind of opened it up a bit so you can either go down, or I was going to add one going up. Simple things, but it doesn't really matter because that's that done. So that's, I suppose I can do something here, just sprucing that up a bit. But apart from that, please have a look at this bridge. I don't think it actually looks too bad. It could be worse. And finally, we're on to the last build of this world. It had been a long time coming, and I was finally digging out the foundations for an actual shop and not my version of the butchered quickie mart. So just like the house in the wall, there was not enough space for an actual cartoon build here, so I just had to go with a generic actual town city type building, which was the fucking local spa you go to. And finally, we have a shop there. That's pretty much all the builds done I'm going to do for this, I think. But yes, Krusty Krab, bridge, car park, shop, school, evil fucking lair, pub, house, shit, house, Fortnite. That is current me finished talking for now because I'm pretty much done for now. See you guys later.